Whoa. It got cold in here real quick.
He's right up here and take a peek at this cave spring water. And I'd soak up all the cool I could while I was here, because you're going to need it. That's iron-free limestone water. The kind of water Mr. Jack said it took to make good whiskey. He knew what he was talking about. Been back in the cave about a mile and a half, tracing the source of water. The place got so small it had to come out. Without this water, you cannot make Jack Daniels whiskey. For that reason, this is the only place in the world Jack Daniels is made. Right here in Holler, Lynchburg, Tennessee, because of that water. Mr. Jack started making whiskey. He's 9 years old. The gentleman by the name of Dan Call taught Mr. Jack. Mr. Call's a Lutheran minister, operated a little country store, made whiskey, sold whiskey, and preached on Sunday. The congregation kind of got concerned to preach, make whiskey. Mr. Call chose to preach. So the steel and everything to Mr. Jack. That's when he located here in Holler. Right after the Civil War, federal government hurting for money. Nothing changed 145 years. They come up with this bright idea to tax whiskey. Up to that point, what is such thing as illegal whiskey? All thing makes it illegal today. Steels aren't registered. Taxes paid on it. We got a water flow to the distillery about 100 yards back up inside the cave. What you see right there is overflow. Spring runs year round, 56 degrees Fahrenheit. We own about 500 acres here in Holler. 12 warehouses here. Another 500 acres 2 miles down the road. That's where the big bottom house and the remainder of the warehouses are located. Cool, stay here a little longer. Souvenirs day besides whiskey. Talk about that a little later. Otherwise, downtown on the square. Left out of the parking lot, left at the stoplight. You miss that stoplight, the next one is 16 miles down the road in Fayetteville. Most of the shops have souvenirs, make you visit complete and see them folks. Hardware store doesn't have it, tell you where you can get it, you don't need it. Now we have a state law in Tennessee. We have to have 2,500 registered voters inside the city limits vote to sell whiskey. It's a wet-dry referendum. They made all of us folks out in the country come to town to buy our whiskey. Tennessee went dry, moved whiskey to Alabama, then to St. Louis, Missouri. Nation went dry. Mr. Lim had to find another way to make a living. He opened that feed and grain store here in Lynchburg, known today, Lynchburg Hardware and General Store. Tennessee is also one of the last states to go wet when they repealed Prohibition. That was in 1935. Several years ago, my American history teacher told me why the federal government repealed Prohibition. They're going broke without the whiskey tax. The last figures I'm aware of, Jack Daniels is sending the U.S. Treasury over $16 million a month federal tax on the whiskey that we bottle. Let's go up front of that statue right there. Go down this left side, you stay in shade.